Views expressed by Casters Guild members are only the opinions of that member, and that could change from day to day. Guild members may use mature language, but that in no way means they are mature. Listener discretion is advised.
Felicia Days the Guild sets a record with its successful Kickstarter. GameStop makes a deal with Uber Eats, and Capcom wants to help make your room smell like a Street Fighter. That's the spell we're casting tonight on Casters Guild.
Thank you for tuning into this episode of Casters Guild. I'm your Guildmaster Rick Perry, and I swear by my pretty floral bonnet, I will end you.
And I'm your Guildmaster Baron Kane, and I'm quite shiny.
And joining us is a brand new guild member. Feel free to introduce yourself.
I'm guild member Badstreet, and I'm neither shiny or impressive in any capacity. I'm kind of sweaty, though. Does that count?
You're shiny. Oh, yeah. Some might say glistening.
I love it.
All right, so for those who don't know, and if you're listening to us, I don't know how you don't know, because we've talked about Badstreet quite a few times on the cast at this point. We even held the tag team championship on his show for a little while. He's got a wrestling show on Twitch that's pretty fucking cool.
That's very kind of you. Yeah, I know this is a little hot topic here because you guys, you lost at our last major pay-per-view, and I don't know what about the booking, guys, but it's been a little bit of a cold spell. But I want everyone to know that the Casters Guild is one of the most dominant tag teams in Badstreet history. Aww. It's just, you guys are on a downturn right now, and I'm not sure why. I don't know what the game has against you guys.
I think maybe I got an injury.
Okay, yeah, right. Did you pull something?
I got injured.
Yeah.
Look, with the way your story is playing out, I just see the Casters Guild being on the upswing pretty soon because the reclamation that's on its way up, and I just feel like eventually once that reaches its peak or its conclusion, that the Casters Guild might be coming out of nowhere to try to take down the reclamation.
There's got to be some team that can do that. And for those who aren't familiar with my program, we make a bunch of wrestlers and the AI fights, and I provide commentary. And there's got to be some force because we have this evil faction now, led by a giant purple guy and a deviled egg and a man who's always crying. And no one can solve it. So if anyone can, I'm hoping it's you guys, but I don't know. Maybe you need another guy to join the guild. Maybe 3 isn't enough to take on. There's a lot of things we got to explore here.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. I was seeing good face turn coming from the Casters Guild, and also now that you're on the cast, you are an official guild member.
Oh, okay. So this might be. We got to take us to the fictional commissioner we have because this might be a conflict of interest. We got to hammer that out because I'm in charge. I have the book, so now that I'm an official member, this is going to get interesting.
All right. Well, we've got quite a few topics to cover this week. Baron, I posted something in the Discord earlier this week, and it felt like you had opinions.
I might have for like a hot second. Let's see. Do. Yep, I did. I'll read it verbatim.
Okay.
You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Before anyone tries to share it with me, I don't give 2 hot shits and a wet fart about the Stardew Valley secret lair coming out.
Wow.
But it might be an interesting on-air rant.
That wasn't even what I was talking about, but sure, let's go that direction.
What the hell are you talking about then?
How many things are you upset about? How many things have really got under your skin in the last
A lot.
This season, I've been especially good at bringing up topics to get under Baron's skin. To get him son of a bitch.
Are you talking about the Renegade Games one?
Yes.
Okay, that's good. That's good, though. I had good opinions about that one.
Yeah. So let's, I wasn't even going to bring up Magic the Gathering this week, but they did announce a bunch of secret layers that are going to be coming out. To be honest, I don't know. I didn't see anything super exciting, so I'm probably just not going to give myself the headache of sitting in the secret layer queue, because anyone who listens to this podcast already knows how I feel about the secret layer queue and the way that they handle their secret layers. I mean, the only one that really interested me was the Lo-Fi Girl one, and it's even then it didn't interest me enough to deal with the process of sitting in the secret layer line.
I am fucking flabbergasted. Why?
I want to play guild psychiatrist here. I want to know why Rick thought Baron would hate this, and that wasn't the response we got.
Oh, so the whole secret lair thing. Like, I hate Magic the Gathering. I just fucking hate it. I love Stardew Valley. And the fact that they are making a secret lair, which I think is single-handedly destroying or making worse this hobby of Magic the Gathering, and they're taking something I love and putting it in there. It's like, the Fortnite of card games is taking another IP, and this is what I like. Now you're fucking with me.
That makes a little more sense now. I gotcha.
Yeah, right? I thought so too. I'm being specifically targeted. That's what this is all about.
Honestly, this year you are being specifically targeted, Baron.
I really feel like I am.
Because we're getting the Hobbit set later this year. We're getting the Stardew Valley secret layers. We're getting a Star Trek set later this year.
Yeah.
And of all the in-universe sets that you could have been targeted with, the one that came out this year, the Lorwyn set, would be the one that would be right up your alley.
Yeah.
If you didn't hate Magic the Gathering, you'd be eating good this year.
Yeah.
Can you walk me through the and this might be a long discussed topic on the program, but why do you really hate Magic the Gathering? I'm dying to know here.
Okay, so do you want the short petty answer or like the longer kind of more thoughtful answer?
I want the realist answer. Is that a good response? That's what I want.
The realist answer is I used to own a game store and I used to run a game store, and I hang out with a lot of gamers and stuff like that. And while Guildmaster Rick says that he is, he's around a lot of people who have a lot of good intentions and they're really great people, a lot of the people I've run into playing, not all of them, mind you, obviously, a lot of the people I've run into that are just playing Magic are just the fucking worst. They are petty. They are horrible sportsmen. And like, I mean, for a motherfucker to sit across the table from you and just laugh in your face while you're losing, and it's just like, okay. It is obviously, for the most part, a pay-to-win game. And like, especially like if you want to do some of those big tournaments, a lot of these people are going there and they're not pulling cards, they're buying cards. And a lot of these people who are pulling cards aren't getting those cards because they don't have the money to get these cards. So they're going into these tournaments and just wiping the fucking floor.
Gotcha. Okay.
There used to be a problem with a thing called net decks. Guildmaster Rick assures me that that's not a big problem anymore.
It's not as much of a problem.
So people would wait for a tournament, see who wins, copy their deck exactly, and go in and win other tournaments.
See, that takes the fun away out of all card games for me. I think we all fell in love. I found my parents moving out of my child at home, and they were like, "Do you want these cards?" And it was a binder of all like Gen 1 crappy Yu-Gi-Oh cards, and I was like, "Yes!" And I took it back to my apartment. I called my buddy over, and we did a draft out of all the crappy Gen 1 Yu-Gi-Oh cards that we had, and we had a blast building a deck almost based off of vibes. But I also understand that in a competitive capacity, you can't really do that. But I feel like there's this. I hate how quickly everything gets homogenous. Like a video game comes out, and in 3 weeks, there's the optimal build, there's the optimal team composition. Everyone's trying to do the same 6 things that someone else told them to do. We're losing the fun a little bit. I'm actually kind of with you here, Baron.
Yeah. Well, thank you. The short petty reason is that I'm bad at them.
Okay, that's you didn't say that, but I also could why you don't like that because of that too. That's fair.
And the thing I keep trying to convince Baron of, but if he doesn't like the game, then I'm never going to convince him, is that the community that he's talking about there's a format in Magic that's called Standard. It's just the standard format.
Yes, he's right.
And that is the community that Baron knows and Baron hates.
Okay.
And well, I will say that the Commander, there are people from that community who also play Commander that kind of ruin it for me.
Now,
Blame me on that.
I play Commander, and Commander is a more casual format. And even in Commander, it's even further split. In Commander, there's casual Commander, and then there's what they call CEDH, which is Competitive Elder Dragon Highlander.
Jesus Christ.
So Commander has a competitive side, but those who are playing casual Commander, which is the majority of Commander players, we pick a creature that we like someone to lead our deck that we think is cool, and build a deck around that character, and then just do the goofiest shit we can imagine matching that character. Like, my main deck is based around Mr. House from Fallout New Vegas.
Love it.
And the entire point of my deck is to gamble and roll dice as much as possible.
Sure.
And does it win all the time? No, absolutely not, because it's gambling. And how often do you win when you gamble?
All the time, right? Is that how it's supposed to go?
You know, and actually this brings up a good point on how I like to build decks, and which is why I'm not good at it. I like to build decks that are like funny and or very themed. Like you said, you know, you have to be betting and everything like that. But like, I want it, like, if I get a werewolf deck, I want all werewolves. You know, just give me all werewolves. So this goes back to, and you know, this is my segue for this. This goes back to when I used to play Raw Deal, and I wanted to make a Mankind deck. But in this Mankind deck, I wanted like all hardcore stuff. I put 4 tables in the deck so that I could stack these bitches up and put someone through it. Guess what? That's not an effective way to play that deck. That is not an effective way to play that deck. Because you will never stack the, like, if you're playing someone competitively who is playing by the rules and exploiting the rules, they will fuck you hard. Just like any deck that I make in Magic, if I take this deck in that I think is really cool and really well built because it's themed and I think it's fun, that fun will get squashed by the math that this person is putting together.
See, I'm especially in college, I had a friend who was kind of burnt out by the Yu-Gi-Oh scene, and he introduced a couple deck builders to me, and that's how I scratched that itch.
Deck builders is so much fun.
We were big into the DC deck building game.
Yes,
it was so much fun because I love everyone has a clean slate, and then it's almost improv. You're dealing with the cards you can buy, and all of a sudden you are live building a strategy, and it can be whatever you want based off of how things roll out for you. That's it's ultimate casual play for me because it's just the fun of whatever cards are in front of you, whenever you can make work.
Hell yeah. I love deck builders so much.
They're so much fun.
Yeah, Baron actually introduced me to deck builders through the DC deck building game, and now I play the Scott Pilgrim deck builder game whenever awesome. I get the chance.
Yeah, love a deck builder.
But honestly, that's why I said I play Commander, but my favorite format when it comes to Magic the Gathering is called pre-release. But pre-release, it's not financially viable to play all the fucking time. Because the way pre-release works is you just buy 6 packs of cards and build whatever deck you can out of that 6 packs of cards and play against other people who did the same.
That's awesome. Like that is the way I would play. It's just the fun of the live process of building it. Although I can imagine why financially that's a nightmare.
You're calling them, but you call them pre-releases?
Well, yeah. The reason it's called pre-release is because the reason it is played most of the time is when a new set is getting ready to be released. The weekend beforehand, they do pre-release events where you can go in and it's a whole tournament of people who are doing that format where you open 6 packs of cards, you build what you can out of them. Nobody has seen the set yet because it hasn't even been released yet. Everybody's on a level playing field, and that's the way you play the game.
I've always called those booster drafts.
Well, the difference between pre-release and draft usually is when you draft, you're passing the pack. You're picking the first card that you want out of it, and then
you get to keep all the cards. Like you don't
pre-release.
That seems weird.
6 packs of cards, and you just build what you can out of those 6 packs.
Oh, okay.
You could get burned by a bad run of packs, right?
Yeah, But I like that better because when you're doing draft, especially when I don't know the set or what's good or what's bad or what even I'm looking at, I could pick a card out of the first booster pack and then I get past the second booster pack and I pick another card, and by the time I'm done, like I don't have anything. You know what I mean? Because I don't know what's going on. If I open 6 packs and set them all out in front of me and like arrange them, I can start to put together a strategy because I have time to just look at all the cards that I opened and put together a strategy. So I personally just like that better.
Okay.
But yes, draft is still a very popular format in Magic as well. And that gets played, a couple times a week, every week at my local game store. People are always drafting. Honestly, when Wizards of the Coast, and I can't speak much for Hasbro, but when Wizards of the Coast is designing a new set, they're designing with draft in mind, not with standard in mind. And standard is just kind of what ends up being coming out afterwards. But they design sets with draft in mind.
Okay.
But speaking of new things that might be coming out and pre-releasing, we have gotten an announcement from Renegade Studios that Anne Rice's Immortal Universe TTRPG is on its way.
That's crazy. I'm pretty hopeful about this. Renegade has been doing Werewolf the Apocalypse, The Vampire the Masquerade, Hunter of the Reckoning. They've kind of like taken over those games and they've been kind of running with them. So if anybody knows anything about that, it's Anne Rice inspired Vampire the Masquerade so much. A lot of Vampire the Masquerade came from Anne Rice. So I'm thinking that this should go over pretty well.
How familiar is a setting like this in the TTRG space?
So,
go ahead.
World of Darkness has been around for decades, and
Okay.
World of Darkness is okay. So, Anne Rice created the Vampire Chronicles, right? A long time ago, the books, and Vampire the Masquerade, which is set in the World of Darkness, basically took Anne Rice's world and turned it into a TTRPG, but didn't have the licensing.
Okay.
And was just like, it's not Anne Rice, but it's vampires, and that was like decades ago. And now.
Right.
White Wolf, the company that made that game, is still making those games, but they are being published by Renegade.
I don't even know if White Wolf is making them.
According to this article that I'm reading now,
really?
White Wolf not only is still making it, but they're revealing a new version at Gen Con this year.
Because I know that there's been
Renegade is publishing it.
There's been some White Wolf games that have been released, like the anniversary editions, and Renegade didn't have anything to do with those. So yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
I definitely know they got a full rewrite.
According to this article from Polygon, the White Wolf is revealing a new version that's going to be of Vampire the Masquerade that's coming out in Gen Con in July, which is still being published by Renegade Game Studios.
Huh. Weird.
So re-releasing the Masquerade?
It's a new version.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yes.
I don't know how familiar you are with Dungeons and Dragons, because that's the one that everybody knows.
Right.
But like Dungeons and Dragons, for example, is now in its 5th and a half edition. So like there was Dungeons and Dragons, then there was AD&D, Advanced Dungeons and Dragons, aka 2nd edition. Then there was 3rd edition, then 3.5, 4th edition, 5th edition, and now we're in 5.5. And so, like, they aren't re-releasing the same game. They're kind of tweaking rules and kind of coming out with new versions of the game each time this happens.
My only exposure is the limited time I've had playing Bloodlines, which is like a 20-something-year-old game now.
Yeah.
So when I heard re-release, I was like, wait, are we seeing that again? Okay, no, I'm fully with you now.
Same world.
Yeah, this is a tabletop game. But yeah, same world. I mean,
Gotcha.
to put it more in your world, I mean, like, you know how every year you get a new WWE 2K whatever?
Unfortunately, yeah, we do.
So, like, it's kind of like that, except there's a whole lot more changes than between, like, 2K25 and 2K26.
Interesting. So you mentioned that D&D is in its 5th edition or whatever. I'm guessing there's got to be fans of older versions that they swear by and they don't touch the new edition. I'm assuming.
100%.
Okay.
100%. As a matter of fact, around the time that 4th edition came out, something big called the Edition Wars happened, where the majority of Dungeons and Dragons players hated 4th edition and refused to adopt it and stayed with 3.5. And a whole other company called Pathfinder, no, the company wasn't called Pathfinder, Paizo, created a game called Pathfinder, which is basically an updated version of 3.5. Yeah. So everybody kind of, well, not everybody, but a lot of people kind of moved over there because they'd rather do that than play the new 4th edition.
So how in demand is a new edition of a tabletop game?
That's a really heated question. It depends, really. I think that when 3rd edition Dungeons and Dragons came out, while there was a lot of pushback, it was needed. They've been kind of stuck in this kind of world of needing to be updated. There's just these antiquated rules, very chunky. They just kind of needed it for a newer generation. And I think that that's what is needed, is when a newer generation comes out, we need I think that each generation kind of needs its own kind of version of the game.
Okay.
A lot of people will be like, oh, not my D&D. And it's like, you still have your D&D, you fucking idiot.
Sure.
It's like, no one's saying you can't play that D&D.
But it breathes new life into campaigns. I think I'm picking up. Yeah.
Now, in the case of 5.5, and like, who knows, this could be me reaching my era of shaking my cane at the kids.
Sure.
I don't think 5.5 was necessary at all. I think that was just Hasbro money grabbing.
Oh, yeah. Well, hearing about the stuff that they're putting into it, 100%.
So it kind of depends on the edition and stuff like that. And when it comes to Vampire the Masquerade, I personally am not in that community. I couldn't tell you the last time I played Vampire the Masquerade. It was probably a LARP I was in with Baron back in Virginia a long time ago. But like, I'm not in that community to tell you how stale the current edition is getting or if it needs a new edition.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But what I find kind of interesting about this story in particular, about there being a new game being published by the same people who published Vampire the Masquerade, this new game, which is Anne Rice's Immortal universe, which, I mean, Vampire the Masquerade is basically the Anne Rice universe anyway, without the license. I don't 100% understand the choice to make a whole new game rather than create a new supplement book or a new setting book for Vampire the Masquerade that is Anne Rice. What do you think, Baron?
About
them creating a new game instead of just giving us like an Anne Rice supplement for Vampire.
No. I think that this needs its own game.
Okay.
Yeah, this can't be. I don't think that this could be that's not the right word. It could be a workable supplement, but it's not what it deserves. You know what I mean? It's its own kind of beast. I have not read enough into Anne Rice to see how the vampires work in there. I have seen how the witches work, and it's definitely not how mages or hedge magic works in White Wolf. There's a lot of stuff that doesn't work the way that White Wolf works. So if you were to put that into White Wolf, you'd be kind of shoehorning this Anne Rice material and then changing the Anne Rice material to fit. And I just don't think that that's going to do it any favors.
Yeah,
I'm not even
like I said, I don't know enough about World of Darkness really to know all of the stuff that you just said. But yeah, that makes sense to me. It sounds to me like White Wolf has been doing World of Darkness long enough that it has become so much of its own thing that it kind of no longer relies on the world that it used to. And it is different enough at this point that these two worlds could stand alone.
Right. Well, not only that, White Wolf isn't doing the Anne Rice stuff. Renegade is. White Wolf isn't. So, I mean, there's that too. So I don't even think they're going to use the same system. I think they're going to get a brand new system, brand new everything.
No, reading further into this Polygon article, it sounds like that the new Anne Rice Immortal Universe system is going to be more relationship driven across centuries, and they're comparing it more to the solo game 1,000 Year Vampire, but more
Yeah,
like
which-
a multiplayer version.
Yeah, I've been told to play that a lot. I've been harassed.
It's won a lot of awards.
Hurt. I will play it at some point. I promise.
But I mean, Anne Rice's Immortal Universe with like the Vampire Lestat running strong right now on AMC seems to be in its resurgence. And I guess if you were going to do a TTRPG, like there would be no better time than now.
Yeah, very true.
But speaking of resurgences, Baron, do you remember that old YouTube series or web series called The Guild?
I do. I never watched it. I am familiar with it, though.
How actress Felicia Day really launched her career.
Yeah.
And they have just successfully kickstarted a new movie for the Guild called Faire'd.
Does anyone remember, goodness, the Xbox 360's burgeoning online like media space where you could watch short episodes of things onto that whatever platform? Then this is my exposure to the Guild, and then in a way worse way, my exposure to Control Alt Delete. If anybody remembers that, they were both heavily pushed. And this is like 2008, 2009, as things you could watch through Xbox Live. So I mean, that is immediately my knee-jerk reaction is, man, shout out to like the, I don't know, I'm not going to say Internet 3 or 4.0 days, but shout out to the days where it's like there was only so much for you to access. And I kind of remember the Guild enough is my first response.
Fair.
Yeah, honestly, I think the Guild existed in a part of the internet where it was primed to be successful. Like if the Guild were created for the first time in today's internet, I really think it would be lost amongst everything else that is being created today. And one of the reasons it was successful was because of the time that it came out.
And that's huge. I mean, obviously that's everything, but you think back to those early titans of the internet, and so many of them are gone. I'm thinking of like mid-2000s internet, I don't know, heavyweights. I'm thinking of like the angry video game nerd. I'm thinking of like the nostalgia critic, and I know they're both still around, but it's amazing to see a trajectory towards something that comes from a world where back in 2008, 2009, man, I mean, there was almost nothing in the way of budget. Everyone's just trying to figure it out. So it also takes a lot of wherewithal, I should say, to be able to, back in the days when no one knew what a capture card was, put an entire web series up, get it picked up, and then have it get attention.
That's around the time when I never had a way to upload anything. So like I never became like an internet star or whatever. But around that time, that's when I was hooking up my GameCube to my VCR.
Okay.
And running my GameCube through my VCR to my TV as a pass through, and recording my own like Super Smash Brothers footage and other game footage onto VHS tapes. And then editing it into like animated music videos and like video game music videos.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
None of that stuff exists anymore. I have no idea where any of the tapes are.
I mean, do you just remember like back before they were called Let's Plays, it was someone just aiming a GoPro or a flip video camera at their TV? Yep. And it's just, and you can see the CRT lines, and it's just someone's over the shoulder of the camera telling you about what you can hardly see. Yeah, I mean, people forget how wild west the internet used to be. So it's genuinely impressive this show was able to get off and I guess come back.
Yeah, so like Felicia Day in a recent interview because of this Kickstarter admitted that like she created the Guild filming it in like her apartment for a couple $100.
Jesus.
And like it became super popular online. Well, for internet at that time, to the point where they're getting ready to do a movie, and the Kickstarter raised $2.5 million in less than 24 hours.
Jeez.
So, reading into that interview that she gave because of the Kickstarter, apparently what inspired her to start the Kickstarter is she got a call from a Hollywood producer interested in the Guild as a series. and they were asking if she wanted to be involved in them writing a new version of the guild with a new set of younger cast members, kind of like a reboot of the series,
Sure.
if you will.
A nice soft reboot, yeah.
And she didn't like that idea at all. It was like her baby. She created it with like her friends. And she was like, why do we need to reboot it with a whole new set of younger faces? Like, why can't we just check in on what the guild is doing nowadays? Why can't we just continue it? And so she told them no and started the Kickstarter. And it was like, I'm going to make my own movie. And I think that's what the fans are going to like better.
I mean, clearly they did. If they gave her $2.5 million to get it up and running, that seems like the right call there.
And she also admitted that, like, when she initially had the idea for the movie, she thought about taking it to Hollywood producers rather than doing a Kickstarter. But she also thought about, every time she thought about doing that, she thought about how, like, the producers would get in there and be like, hey, can I give this to Paul Rudd? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And try to put some other faces in there to try to make it more Hollywood successful. And so she just decided, you know what, rather than involve anybody else, I'll just do the Kickstarter and I'll do it all myself, just like I did for the original series.
I'm actually really enjoying seeing a lot of these people going on to Kickstarter and clearly knocking it out of the park with what they're, you know, asking for these resurgences. You know, yeah, I think we talked about it on here. My excitement for the Mystery Science Theater episodes coming out here pretty soon, and they raised a shit ton of money to be able to get those going. And now this, I wouldn't be surprised if we start just getting more and more things like this. I'm wondering what other things from like the, you know, early internet days that were really, really popular that could really use a Kickstarter resurgence to make a movie or a new set of episodes.
Hey, look, if the Homestar Runner people ever want my money,
dude,
I'll give it to them.
Dude, that's exactly what was in my head. I'm not even kidding.
It seems like the brothers chaps, the two guys behind it, have families and other things they really want to do, and absolutely more power to them. But if they ever wanted my money, I would give them. If they said, "Hey, give us money. We're not giving you anything. We just want you to give us money," I would send them $50 today.
You know, it's funny. It's funny. I think, again, another talked about company that, at least on our guild, is Dropout. And they essentially did that. So, hey, give us extra money. We're not going to give you anything extra for it. But if you give us extra money, we'd really appreciate it.
And I'm sure they raised a decent chunk there. Yeah, and Dropout's fun. Yeah, like... I would, if they were like, hey, we don't even want to ever do this again, but could you give us $50? I would say, correct. There you go. What else do you want from me?
Yeah. I mean, hell, if you think about it, especially with like a Homestar Runner, how much money they probably made next to nothing.
Oh, back in the day? I mean, I think most of their money came off of just like website traffic, merchandise, and DVD sales. Yeah, right.
100% be where most of their money came from.
Had to be. And, you know, you can't even find a DVD anymore. So that's a whole different conversation.
Yeah.
I think I'd love to see something out of Dr. Horrible's sing-along blog.
Classic, yep.
Or, oh God, I just had it, and now I lost it because of the conversation.
All right, you ready? I want a live-action Happy Tree Friends.
Live action?
What?
Wait, so is this like,
I love it.
Is this like how Disney does live action, where it's realistic CG, like moose and other?
Yeah. I'm not looking.
Okay. I was wondering if you wanted like the CGI animals, or you just wanted a bunch of furries to come out. And
that was my second thought. Is just like my thought wasn't even furries. My thought was just like people
real animals.
Blue. No, there's like people painted blue with antlers and like just.
I love how neither of you went straight to just real animals. That's how,
you know, it's because we love animals on this show.
Yeah.
This is an animal loving. In the guild, animals are all welcome. That's why.
Video Game High School is the other one I thought of almost immediately.
Shout out, man! I forgot all about Video Game High School.
Yeah,
we ran through.
I don't think I've heard of it
back in the day.
Oh yeah, Baron. If you haven't heard of it, then do yourself a favor and look up Video Game High School, VGHS.
Was anyone around
Holy
for
shit! What is
for-
this?
for 5
3 seasons?
films?
Produced by Freddie Wong and the guys behind Rocket Jump.
Freddie Wong and Rocket Jump make a lot of sense.
And the guy from Epic Mealtime plays the principal of the school.
That is right. Shout out to the year 2012.
Oh, that's what we need is a resurgence of Epic Mealtime.
Yeah, I want bacon to be funny again. Well, how do we do
That's
that?
right.
Take me in the time machine.
We just have to. You have to make the joke enough. You know that
Right.
you say a joke and it's funny. You say it 3 times and it's not funny anymore, and then you say it 15 times and it's funny again.
Right. It's like how a word
And-
loses its meaning.
Yeah, like we just got to. We're in the dip down when it's like not funny again, and and because it's not funny again, people have stopped making the joke. If people kept making the joke, eventually it would climb its way back up that mountain and be funny again.
Shout out to Video Game High School. That's been a long time. I was big on this is maybe less of a production, but 5-second films was ahead of the time. Back in like the 2010s, there was just like a bunch of improv actors that did 5-second YouTube videos before TikTok, Vine, or any of that. I'm just trying to think of the entities that got me through the late aughts and how special I view those now.
They were a magical time.
They were, man. It was back when it was still the Wild West. The internet was still the Wild West, and
100%.
people were still kind of figuring it out. Back into my argument with the card games of everything feeling like it's solved now. Everything feels like how to most optimally take your attention and hold it and get money out of you and XXY. I want more productions that feel like I have a web camera and now all of a sudden I'm a director and we're doing a television show. Let's all figure it out. I miss those days.
That's honestly what TikTok felt like for like the first couple of years.
Sure.
And like now people have figured out TikTok. Like the algorithm has been solved for that too. And like TikTok no longer feels like that anymore.
Yeah, nothing's fun when it feels like someone's just trying to collect money from me. You know, that's when I start to try to lose the fun that is art and media.
Way back when GameStop was still a fun place to go to.
Yeah, man. Way back when midnight releases happened. Are you kidding?
Uh-huh.
Come on. That's GameStop was now GameStop's more plush than video game. You walk in and it's just a bunch of merchandise that from, products that and you're looking for the reason you're here and it's harder and harder to find.
It's so weird too that you bring up the midnight release feel. I for some reason I was just browsing and found a friendly local game store kind of near me, and was looking through their stuff, and what one of their posts was, "You missed that midnight release feel? Come on down!" And they were doing a midnight release at their store for something.
Awesome. Yeah,
it was crazy.
It's like, yes, I do. I actually miss but the issue with it, and I'm going to be the old man. The issue with it is back in the day, you'd buy Halo 3, you'd drive home, you'd get some Taco Bell, then you'd fire up the Xbox and you could play Halo 3. Now you buy Halo Infinite 7, even if you can get it physically, and when you go home, it has to install for another hour. It's like the fun of that is kind of dying away a little bit.
Yeah, and the days of couch co-op and LAN parties are done.
We're losing some valuable things here, man. We really are.
So for the past few episodes, we've actually been talking about the turn of GameStop as though they are now being headed up by an eldritch entity who's trying to summon the end of days. But GameStop has just made a deal with Uber Eats. So now when you are making the Uber Eats order, you can have them pick up a game or a Funko Pop for you from GameStop on their way.
Okay.
Interesting. Sure. There are some things I feel like you should just go and buy. If you want the video game and you don't want to leave your house, there's already an option for that. So is it just for people who like physical media but really couldn't be bothered to get in their car? Is that what this is for?
Well, here's the other thing. It's like they just got this deal going, right? Weren't we just talking last week about how everybody's going digital?
Yes. Which is part of why this is so hilarious that they just made this deal with Uber Eats when Sony just announced that like by next year there will be no more physical media for PlayStation. Like it's going to be 100% digital.
So
And
I
this
really
is
want to
when
get an
GameStop
Xbox
decides-
game, but I don't want to get up and get the Xbox game, and I also could use some Panda Express.
Sure.
So I'm gonna double dip. This is so specific. I mean, whatever. It's fine.
I mean, the GameStop CEO claims that it's for people who want things that are like the Funko Pops and like the card, like if you want a pack of Magic the Gathering or Pokemon cards, stuff like that. And apparently it's to combat the end of physical media. It's for people who still want physical media, but they are downloading digitally because, you know, they can't leave their house or don't want to leave their house. That this gives them an option to still support their physical media collection. And, you know, all of that sounds real good, but based off of the decisions the CEO of GameStop has been making recently, it's been, you're just trying to find another way to make money because nobody's coming into your store.
You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna order Funko Pops in my friends' houses. I'm gonna order 16 Buckies, all the same Funko Pops to my friends now. Now that I have this power, they're gonna get some surprise deliveries from me.
It's just going to be a new way to prank your friends. So you got Funko Pops.
Hey, you want the same Funko Pop? I got 20 more. I got Spider-Man coming to your house. Don't worry. Like that's the only way I could ever see myself using this feature.
Well, you know, they shuttered 400 physical stores at the beginning of 2026, and they just increased how much of eBay they own by 10%. So, you know, GameStop is making them solid business decisions, let me tell you.
GameStop owns, I missed that. They own part of eBay?
They're stockholders in eBay, and they've been trying to buy eBay just entirely.
Sure.
Yeah, like I told you, like we've been talking about this for the past few episodes, and it is crazy the business model that they are moving forward with.
Can they buy AOL online? I feel like that might turn things around in the next couple of years.
Verizon already
that
did
under
that.
the portfolio.
I don't know if you knew that.
Okay. See if they can buy it off of Verizon. See if they can pick that up. Maybe Blockbuster. There's one in Alaska, right? See if they can pick that up too. There's a couple other, I think, really good companies to go under the corporate umbrella if that's the direction they're going in.
This is crazy because this is years ago at this point because Verizon bought AOL when I was still working in a Verizon retail store.
Okay.
And they bought AOL because Verizon was trying to make their own video streaming platform called Go90. And they called it Go90 because the idea was you have your phone like in front of you physically vertical. But when you watch their streaming platform, you turn it 90 degrees. So it's now horizontal so you can better enjoy the video content.
Oh,
so
okay. I actually hate how clever that is.
Right. Well, that reminds me like when Quibi tried to happen 5 years ago or whatever.
It was around the same time. Yeah.
Okay.
And they bought AOL specifically because AOL had a way of monetizing and advertising on video content that they wanted. So they bought the entire company of AOL for that feature alone. So they could plug it into their Go90 application, which lasted for like a couple of months.
I think we should get GameStop to pick up the N gauge. See if they can buy it off of Nokia. Let's get the N gauge going. Let's get some things turned around. It's amazing. That's amazing. I didn't know they had. I can't think of the last time I've gone on eBay.
Oh yeah,
that's amazing.
Speaking of crazy things that you can buy online, Capcom has just made a collab with a gaming fragrance company.
This is awesome.
For scents for your room to make your room smell like Street Fighter characters.
Oh my god!
They smell good. I mean, when I look at Zangief, I'm like, oh, he probably smells like a crate and barrel. He smells great. I can't wait to fire that up in my room.
He may be a bad guy, but he doesn't smell like a bad guy.
Yeah, great. All right, cool. Nah, good. I'm gonna buy all of them. I'm gonna light them all at once.
Oh man, I bet Blanca is just fucking, just all ass.
The
wet dog and ozone.
I'm going through
As
the
of
article
right now.
Yeah, I don't want to cut you out. Yeah, it's just Ingrid, Jury, and Ed. Those are the three. Jury and Ed. That's
Those
it.
are the three for now. That's it. So we can't quite find out what Blanca smells like just yet.
So none of the
But,
core guys.
No, it's all
Well,
like
okay, it depends on who you ask.
people love
because like
Jury, right?
old school guys like us, like no, none of these are core. But like with the current Street Fighter setup, Jury is definitely a core fighter. I don't know the other two, but I also haven't followed Street Fighter for like a couple of years now.
So like I've kind of dabbled in 6 here and there. I'm a little bit of a fighting game guy, mainly in Smash Brothers. I'm just gonna say because look, like M Bison probably smells horrible. Like I'm just looking at the mock-ups of these 3 characters, and they're going with probably the ones that if I had to say smell nice, it's probably these 3.
Not fair though.
That's probably the marketing they're going for.
Yeesh.
I do feel like when it comes to the Street Fighter fan base, though, if they just released the entire roster, even if they smelled terrible, they'd still sell crazy.
I want to point out too that this character that they have, I'm assuming that this is, I don't know who this is, but on that thumbnail that they chose, it's very foot forward. Has anyone noticed that?
Yeah,
That's Jury. Jury is very forward as a character in general.
but that's Ingrid on the thumbnail. I don't think that's Jury because Ingrid's
the one he yes, that's true. Oh yeah, okay, that's true. But like if you scroll down a little bit further and look at Jury's is also very feet forward. But her whole thing is being barefoot forward. The Ingrid thumbnail being boot forward, I'm not sure what the thought was behind that.
While we're at it, the phrase gaming fragrance we got to work on, because when I think of those 2 words together as a gamer myself, that's not, I don't like that. If I went to my wife and I was like, hey, I picked up a gaming fragrance, I don't think I'm going to get a happy response or any look that's going to be anything good for me.
Yeah.
It reminds me of that machine that came out a while ago. I don't know how many years ago it was at this point. But like they came out with a machine that you could reload with different scents, and you could hook it up to your console. And the idea behind the machine was like it was supposed to be scent immersive gaming. Like when you fired a gun, it would puff out like a scent of like gunpowder. And
I heard about that.
Yeah, insane.
I gotta give you the quote from the article from the director of Street Fighter 6 because it makes it sound like this isn't just video game candles. It's just going to change everyone's life. Quote, this is an item that dramatically deepens your sense of unity with the characters you love. The fragrances deliver both the focus essential for long gaming sessions and a refreshing sensation that gently soothes a mind heated by intense matches. Perfect for switching between on and off, it'll make your time in battle feel even more special. The beautiful package art, which expresses the character's charm to the fullest, is also a must-see. Thank you for creating such a wonderful product. You're welcome. I worked hard on that one, Mr. Nakayama. That is an amazing string of sentences to put together for a thing that makes your room smell a little different.
That is insane. And what's the thing is, this isn't even like a candle. This is like, like wood discs that you drop oil onto in order to which is crazy. And each one of them costs about $42 American. And is good for about 30 uses.
Just go to Pottery Barn. Just get yourself some champagne toast. That's Bed and Bath and Beyond. Go to one of those. It's fine. You don't need to spend $40 for a branded wooden block that you pour gaming juice on to make it smell like Street Fighter 6. My take.
Look, man, I'll be honest. I went to Bath and Body Works earlier this year and spent way too much to smell like the Mandalorian.
They got you on that one?
Yeah. I mean, it smelled so good. I'll be honest. I just went there to smell it, see what it smelled like. And they were having a sale at the time and it smelled so good. I bought the whole line.
Hey, you know what though? Okay, so like obviously you were influenced by it being branded.
Yes.
Did you 100%. Just stumble into the bed? How did you get in the store in the first place? Were you in the market for new scents or did that get you in the door?
It got me in the door. Like, okay. To be fair, I usually shop there for my scents anyway. Like when I get new body wash, I usually go to Bath and Body Works for my body wash. But I saw that they were releasing a Mandalorian line, I did not need new body wash at the time. I will eventually. You know what I mean?
Sure.
But I was like, let me go see what this smells like. And I went and I smelled it and I was like, damn, this is good.
Well, that's everything, you know? You smell like the Mandalorian. He smells great, apparently. What if they did it once and the smell was intentionally awful? Right? Like, they actually designed a smell for a guy who's in a crazy metal armor suit in the desert. And they said,
oh, you know what?
Go ahead.
Speaking of Bath and Body Works, you ready for like the useless rant of the day?
I'm ready.
I got mad at Bath and Body Works recently because, okay, people in the podcast are just now figuring out I'm a big Bath and Body Works fan. Like I go all the time.
We are finding out.
I went to smell their new Halloween scents because their new Halloween scents are out. Okay. They have a new one this year called Carnival Fog because the theme this year is like Haunted Carnival or whatever.
Okay.
Carnival Fog is my favorite scent I have ever smelled at a Bath and Body Works. It is so good.
Wow.
It's funny you say the Carnival Fog, and all I can think of is that fake like fog juice kind of smell.
Right, which is terrible.
Right, not a good smell.
But this scent, Carnival Fog, it's so good. And they only released it as a candle and a room scent. And that is it. You can get no other Carnival Fog products. And it's like, I would have bought the lotion. I would have bought the body wash. I might even bought the body spray, honestly. Like it is such a good scent. And that made me so mad that it's like, nope, it's only a candle and like a wallflower room set. That is it. That is all we have. We don't even have hand sanitizer in Carnival. That was one that made me the maddest. I wanted the hand sanitizer so bad.
I'm staunchly anti-candle stores. And I'm just going to it really is because I'm married to someone who loves candle stores. So we're at the mall or we're shopping or whatever, and she wants to go in the candle store. I'm like, all right, sounds good. And before I know it, I'm getting 17 candles shoved in my face. Oh, how's this smell? Do you like this one? Do you like this one? And I gotta be honest with y'all, after like the 10th candle, they all kind of smell the same. Sweet enough, a little different. That one's like pine trees. This one's like toaster strudel. And the worst part is, it doesn't matter if it smells good, because she'll just put it back and get a different can. I'm not here to smell a bunch of things and not walk out of the door with merchandise. Just get the first one that you like that smells good, and let's go get a pretzel because I want to go to Auntie Anne's. And that's my candle store rant: is we waste too much time smelling and not enough buying over here.
Man, okay, this is where you and we're just not going to agree because I have candle store tricks. Like,
okay, what are your tricks?
Did you know? Okay. Did you know that when you go to smell a candle, you shouldn't smell the candle? You should smell the lid.
That makes but it makes sense thinking about it.
Because what the wax smells like is not what that candle's going to smell like when it's burning. However, if you smell the lid, you are smelling the scent that is coming off of that candle, and that is what that candle will smell like when it's burning in your house.
Interesting. Okay, what else? What other candle store tricks of the trade have you earned from your time?
If you are going to go to a candle store to smell a bunch of candles, get a cup of coffee first, just a black coffee.
Okay.
And don't drink it. In between smelling the candles, smell that black coffee.
Get out of here. Absolutely not. You're insane. Absolutely.
There are a lot of candle shops that have just coffee grounds or coffee beans for you to sniff in between
candles. Do something else
candles.
at the mall. Don't bring coffee in to clean your nose palette. Go on the carousel if you have one. Go to the GameStop even and order Funko Pops for when you get home. I don't care. Just no. You get a 10 candle limit. That's what I stand on. After number 10, buy one of them, please. We're not drinking coffee so we can swirl and spit and then keep sniffing so we can reset our palate. Absolutely.
These are the habits that I have that like trick people into thinking that I'm a good boyfriend, because like they're like, oh, you'll sit here and smell all the candles with me. And I'm like, yes, I'm sure, of course I will. But it's still me being selfish. Like I'm no different than you. Like it's like you don't want to do that, so you don't do that. You quote unquote selfishly would rather go do something else in the mall.
That's right.
Like me, I am selfishly smelling the candles. Like it has nothing to do with the fact that you want to do it.
No, that's a really good line for a dating app. I will smell candles with you. That's a great opener. That makes I'm off the market, and if I was, I wouldn't do that because I'd be lying. My version of it was, and honestly, I'm not very good at it either. I thought I was. I'll take really good pictures of you. Was my hook back when I was.
Oh, that's good.
Right, I'm really good framing up shots, and then my wife taught me, no, I'm not, because she doesn't like the way I frame things, and I've learned how she likes it, etc., etc. But that's a great hook. Maybe that's why I was painfully single for all the years I was, because I couldn't walk into a Bed Bath and Body Works or whatever and survive it more than 6 smells. I'm out. I can't do it.
I will say both of those are better than I can braid hair.
Bad. That's not bad. That's a good conversation starter.
It's true.
I can list the first 20 WrestleMania main events in order. Let me tell you, it doesn't work.
No?
No.
You're going after the wrong women.
The wrong whammon.
Or you were going after the wrong whammon, and then you found the perfect one.
I did. Who can tolerate it? That's right.
That's right. Who can tolerate it?
We'll see it. When I bring home this $42 jury candle after smelling 70 candles at the candle shop and using coffee in between to reset my nose, maybe we'll see if that changes the story.
Look, let me tell you, Isabella is becoming quite the force on Badstreet.
She is. She's starting to put together a couple wins, and it's. I'm happy for her. It was funnier when she sucked. It was a lot funnier when she was really bad. But you're right. Just again, for anyone who doesn't know how this show works, I make wrestlers based off of suggestions. Someone suggested Isabella, my wife, and she was so bad because the AI just fights, and I think her finishing move, the microburst, it's a move off the top rope. But for some reason, the AI, when it had her do it, just kept missing, and she was one of the worst wrestlers we've ever had. But now she's starting to put together a couple really good weeks, so it's fun. And she's having fun because she actually can see her digital self not get pounded into the dirt or get to be a total online point of embarrassment for the Badstreet universe. So she's happy too.
I will say this. I think I've said this to you, just kind of like in a regular conversation, but just on the guild. I had this core group of friends back in like 2000, right? And on the weekends, we would hang out at my house all weekend. We would imbibe, and we would play WrestleMania 2000.
Oh yeah, you would.
And we had so many characters. We had so many of, you remember N64, we had so many of those memory cards filled with just characters, right? Some of them were based off of us because we were backyard wrestlers at the time, and some of them were just shit that we made up, or ECW wrestlers that didn't make it into it. And we would do exactly what you're doing. You know, we would set up huge tournaments because we'd have all weekend, of course, and then just see who was the best wrestler and stuff like that. And let me tell you, you are living the dream. That, I mean, if we would have had internet back then, it would have been great. And I never even would have thought that something like this would be as good as it is. But I think that what you do is you bring something that we could never have brought, and that is fucking stage presence.
Oh,
you have an amazing way of presenting this as if it's I'm watching a real fucking match.
It's fun when I get swept up, because I do. In the big matches, I forget that I'm watching a giant stupid purple guy and a guy in a Packers crew neck fight each other. Yeah, and I'm sure it was like that in 2000. Like when it gets good and like you're just feeling it, you just get lost in it, even if it isn't real. Like that's what's so funny about it.
Yeah. So
all right. I don't have a fun segue, and I hate to pull you away from this conversation, but since we are running lower on time, I would like to spend some time talking about the 2 newer Marvel movies that are on their way out.
Oh, sure.
So we got a new teaser for Spider-Man Brand New Day, and that'll be out next week, sometime when I'm at Gen Con. What are our thoughts about Spider-Man Brand New Day?
I'm excited.
Yeah, same here. Am I getting the superhero fatigue? No, I'm getting more selective in the ones I go see.
Yeah.
And then naturally, I'm a much bigger DC guy, and I didn't even go see Supergirl. But I would say 10 years ago, and I don't want to speak for the guild here, but it felt like just whenever there was a new one, bang, we're going, here we go. You don't care how popular the character is or who's in it. Like, it's a part of the bigger picture. You got to catch this one. That's changed, and I think Hollywood knows that, which is why they're really relying on an IP like Spider-Man. But yeah, I am excited. How many Tom Holland movies is this now? Has he set a Spider-Man record?
Yes.
Yes.
100%.
It's not even close.
100%. Not even close, no.
Maybe I'm getting a little sick. Not sick. Maybe I want to see a new direction for the character. But, I mean, all the Tom Holland Spider-Man movies have been good. I mean, I'm not going to get in the way of a new one.
Right.
I wouldn't say not even close, because Tobey Maguire had 3. And unless
we're not
count
Kind of 4. Right.
I am counting Avengers. I am counting Civil War. I'm counting all of those.
Sure.
Okay.
You know what? That one is it's obviously correct. It doesn't feel totally fair because that wasn't around in 2001 or whatever.
Sure.
But it is factually correct. But like, just to get to their own main name titles, he still has that record.
If we are counting just movies they appeared in as that character, in that case, Toby's got 4.
Right. Oh, so they
Yep.
tied, right? Because will this be Tom's 4th? If that's how we're counting.
That's his 4th core Spider-Man movie. Yes.
Yes. Okay.
But he was also in Civil War and Avengers Endgame.
And all those. Yep.
So it would make him 6.
Endgame and Infinity War.
Yeah. So okay.
That would put him at 7.
I wonder if we'll see another one. I wonder when they decide to phase him out, if they do, or they keep rolling with Tom. Interesting.
I'm
here's
sure
the thing.
We'll see him in Doomsday.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. We could have Tom Holland as Peter Parker until he's well into his 40s.
Sure.
Because, they've already set the precedent of it, like an older, kind of out of shape Spider-Man. But even in, like, the comics, he is past college age in the comics, like 30s, maybe 40s, but it's hard to tell how characters age in comics, obviously.
You know how Hollywood works. They might fall in love with someone who's 15 and they just run it back because they're worried about Gen Alpha or whatever.
I guarantee you they're chomping at the bit to get Miles out there.
Yeah. It feels like that one's been a kind of a no-brainer.
Yeah. I'm surprised he hasn't showed up yet.
I think the only reason we haven't gotten a live-action Miles is because they haven't finished the Spider-Verse trilogy yet.
Sure.
And I feel like after they finish that trilogy that we'll get him in live action.
They're just trying to milk that for as long as they can.
Right.
I will say this. I do have a small theory, mostly because I want it to be right.
Yep.
So a lot of people, like when you've seen the trailers, they're talking about Sadie Sink, and she's going to be Jean Grey, and then she's doing all this stuff in the trailers and blah 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 blah. I do believe that Sadie Sink is going to be Jean Grey. However, I don't think that she's the one doing all that stuff.
Interesting.
I think that's Typhoid Mary, and they're making you think that it's Jean Grey.
So I remember you saying earlier in a theory that she was Typhoid Mary. Now you're thinking that she is Jean Grey,
Correct.
but Typhoid Mary is still around.
And the reason why I'm almost positive that she's Jean Grey is that she's going to be in Doomsday.
Right.
If she was just a generic bad guy for Spider-Man, she's not going to be in Doomsday.
And this is going to be interesting too, because it feels like they have, when you think about Endgame and Part 2, they had so many movies, they had really good faith that people would come and see. That's not the case anymore. So it does feel like they're going to have to really get as much as they can out of these few, I guess, less numbered projects to set up Doomsday. So I could totally see that.
Yeah. And they are working on the X-Men saga now.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're going to start introducing some mutants, blah blah blah. But like I said, I just really think that Sadie Sink is going to be Jean Grey, but there is also a separate kind of psychic power based character who is doing all these bad things like flopping around in people's minds and shit like that. And I think that that's going to be Typhoid Mary. Only because that power seems to be kind of like an infection kind of thing. Like, it's contagious. It's jumping from person to person. But also the presence of the Hand, who Typhoid Mary was involved with. So
interesting.
It's also, it'll be interesting to see how they fit all the stories that seem to be colliding in Brand New Day. Yeah. With Peter Parker being just a completely unknown because of that spell at the end of the last movie. It looks like we have like a complete Berserker Hulk. The Punisher is in there at some capacity. So it'll be interesting to see how they put all this together, because it feels a lot like the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man 3, where maybe we have too many storylines going on. But they've already proved in the last movie that they can take that and they can have quote unquote too many villains and still put it together a good story. So I'll be interested to see how they handle it.
Sure.
But bringing back you talking about them working on the X-Men stories now over in the MCU, it could just be that I wasn't paying attention to Doomsday all that much, but I watched the most recent trailer. And for me, this was the first time it was confirmed that we're going to see Channing Tatum's Gambit again.
Oh, yeah. Yep, I'm pretty excited about that.
Very excited about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. As well as Thor seeming to be very disappointed when he comes back to get the Avengers, because he needs a team and sees the new Avengers.
Right. Yeah. No, I'm excited. I'm excited to see Shang-Chi. I'm excited to see Channing Tatum. There's been a lot of leaks confirming some other people. I was never really a fan of Rebecca Romijn's Mystique.
Right.
The fact that they kind of took her dress off so that she could just run around naked, essentially. I know that seems
always been weird. I'm with you. That's always been weird to me.
Yeah.
That was to appeal to the male audiences at the time that movie came out.
Obviously.
Yeah.
And then the flippy scale thing is kind of like, eh. But I like the character. Well, kind of. Oh, man, I don't even know if I like the character. They dumbed down Mystique and Sabretooth a lot in those original movies.
They really did, yeah.
But anyways, Nightcrawler's going to be in it. I've seen him. He looks terrible.
I love Nightcrawler. That's so sad. He's my favorite X-Men.
Mine too.
That's rough.
I will say I liked him better in Excalibur, but I mean, the fuzzy elf is where it's at. Also, I have another theory, which I immediately had, but then I saw everybody else had the same theory online. And I was like, well, okay, it must be obvious then. So they show, have you seen the trailer yet?
No, I've not.
Okay. Well, I'm about to ruin it for you. Steve Rogers comes in.
Okay.
Right? And I am thinking that that's not Steve Rogers. I think Steve Rogers is going to be in it, but I don't think that particular Steve Rogers is Steve Rogers. I think it's Loki.
Okay. Oh, interesting. Okay. Well, I kind of hope it is, because otherwise, what was the point of everything that got us here?
Loki's 100% in it. Loki is 100% in it. I just think that he appears before Thor as Steve.
I understand what you're saying.
Yeah. Sorry.
I hope that's the case.
Yes.
The thing that makes me wonder if that is true is the fact that Mjolnir floats to him.
Yeah. And?
I mean, Loki has done a lot of changing, but I'm not sure if I 100% believe that he's worthy.
Oh, I think he is 100% worthy. That was the whole point of him taking over that throne. Like when he sat on that throne. Oh, yeah.
So you think storyteller Loki is worthy?
Oh, okay. Hold on. Give me 1 second here.
I mean, you know comics way better than I do. So if you tell me he is, I'll take your word for it.
And just this whole thing, I know what I want. I know what kind of God I need to be for you, for all of us. Right there. That's what he said before he went out. That's what he said before he dropped. That's what he said before he went out and took over that throne. He sacrificed himself for that. And if that doesn't get him, a ness, I don't know what would.
Okay. All right, I'm with you.
I'm just trying to think of how it could even be the original or first universe Steve Rogers. How would that even work?
Capacity? They showed, okay, so in the original kind of like snippets, they showed Steve holding a baby. And that would have been in the world where he went back and stayed with Peggy Carter.
Right.
So alternate timeline, TVA, I believe that they even said that they sectioned that off. That was his canon event. He can stay there. Nothing. So.
Okay.
And I think that the way they're kind of setting it up is apparently Doom is stealing babies. I don't know why. But I think that Doom took Steve's baby and he's like, well, guess what? I'm back in the game, guys. I don't know how. Oh no, he probably went and stole some more PIM particles or got more PIM particles because he would have been in the right time period. And his wife was head of S.H.I.E.L.D., so he could get PIM particles. So
it could happen. There are ways that it could happen.
Give me the honestly, Doom stealing babies theory, but then give me it where he doesn't. The babies become his servants, but that's at like age 6. Give me Doom with an army of first graders, and I'm extra into Doomsday.
Doom was the antagonist role in a Marvel comic arc called The Children's Crusade.
All right.
They were going against him, but yeah.
Let's get the kids on his side. I want, the argument where someone's like, hey, who would win? You or 80 second graders? Let's get that done movie version. Let's outnumber the Avengers with a bunch of children, and let's see what happens.
You dare threaten Doom with 80 second graders?
I mean, honestly, look, if we're talking recent MCU babies, if one of those second graders is Franklin Richards, then whoever's on the other side is fucked.
Oh, that's very interesting then, yeah.
Yeah, that's a fucked up second grader, let me tell you.
or Wanda's kids end up involved, whoever's on the other side.
No, I'm pretty sure Doom could wipe the floor with Billy and Tommy. Sorry.
Okay. But not if Franklin's on their side.
But I will say in the Children's Crusade, he was going up against Billy and Tommy.
Okay.
So, there you go. Read the comics. It's great. Children's Crusade is amazing. Okay,
man. All right. So, that's honestly all the topics that I had for tonight. Badstreet, thank you so much for coming on to tonight's episode. If anybody wants to find you somewhere online, where can they do that?
Try me on Twitch. Just search Badstreet in the big old Twitch search bar. We're on social media too. The best way to find us is just Badstreet streams, Instagram, YouTube, whatever. Then come on by. And if you have any idea from any corner of nerddom or your personal life that you want to see as a professional wrestler and you think it can't be done, I'll tell you it can't be done. I'll make it happen. I made a brontosaurus happen. I made a drinking fountain happen. So give me your suggestions. That's the fun of it. So absolutely. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, firsthand, I've seen duct tape happen, so.
Yeah, I forgot about duct tape.
I was campaigning for duct tape for so long.
Almost won the women's championship. That was a hell of a match. Yes. Yes, I can make anything for the most part happen with degrees of success.
All right. Thank you so much for tuning into this episode of Casters Guild. Email us at castersguild@gmail.com. Let us know what Marvel 6-year-olds you would like to see fight Doom. Join us on the Discord. That's where all the fun stuff is happening. And we will see you in the next one. Bye-bye, everybody.
See ya.
Bye, everyone.
Bye. See you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. See you. Bye.